Hello everyone! Today we are going to learn 3D surface mapping and slicing introduction. Firstly, open the software and operate in the 3D Edit toolbar. Let's explain each function in detail. The first one, two-dimensional graphical mapping to 3. It refers to the two-dimensional pattern is pasted to the three-dimensional model in a way of mapping, so that the two-dimensional graphics can obtain three-dimensional properties and can be marked on the three-dimensional surface. The pattern deformation of mapping is small, but the algorithm of the mapping is complex when the number of faces that make up the model is too large. It is easy for the software to get stuck, so it is generally used in the self-built model. The second one, 2D graphics projection to 3D models. It means that the two-dimensional pattern is pasted to the three-dimensional model in a way of projection, so that the two-dimensional figure can obtain three-dimensional properties and can be marked on the three-dimensional interval. Projection mapping is fast and is the most common mapping method at present. The third one, model slice. It refers to cutting the model into n pieces as required and then filling and marking. After knocking off the unwanted parts of the material, the remaining material takes on the shape we need. After clicking the Model Slice tool, fill the slice-related data into the slicing dialog box. Layer thickness refers to the thickness of each layer that the model is sliced. The initial layer thickness is the thickness value at the top of the model that needs to be ignored. The minimum polygon length refers to the circumference of the smallest surface that needs to be identified at the beginning of the first layer. If the surface is smaller than this parameter, it is ignored and not identified. It is not recommended to modify it. Minimum line length refers to the accuracy value of the curvature of the curve. When the value is 0, it is the highest accuracy. If Enable Invert function is not checked, the software slices the model directly. If checked, the slice is the inverse model of the current model, but you can choose whether to use an external rectangle or a circle to slice. The invert extent size refers to the dimensional extension of the rectangle or circle that is attached to the slice. The Object and Model Separation tool is to separate the mapped pattern from the 3D model into a two-dimensional graph. Since it is not possible to make any modifications to draw file again after mapping, if there's a need to modify the situation, you must first separate the two-dimensional graphics from the 3D model and then map after the modification is completed.